Garner case. What the commissioner said, acknowledging officers will be angry with him, but he explains his decision. Also tonight, 3 separate cases. Police say suspects threatening mass shootings, among them a suspect who boasted he wanted to kill 100 people. And tonight, another case, the self-proclaimed white nationalist in court, accused of a chilling threat to shoot up a Jewish community center. The stunning arsenal discovered. Bracing for storms in the east at this hour, the 60-mile-per-hour wind slamming the beach, and several children injured in a lightning strike. Possible storms from Philly to New York to Boston, and Ginger is standing by. The news conference just moments ago, the search right off the coast for 2 missing firefighters, what authorities are now saying. President Trump and fears of a possible recession, the president declaring American consumers are rich. The dump truck out of control, slamming into cars and into a restaurant at 40 miles per hour. Multiple injuries tonight. News coming in on Jeffrey Epstein, the will signed just 2 days before he took his life. Who is the beneficiary? And the American tour seriously injured in this massive explosion. And America strong on a Monday night. The Little League star batter up, and she is impressive.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. It is great to start another week with all of you at home, and we have several developing stories. We do begin tonight with that major headline here in New York City. 5 years after the death of Eric Garner, after that chokehold, the NYPD officer blamed has now been fired. The NYPD commissioner announcing his decision today before the cameras. He said he knows the police force will be mad at him. His decision comes after an NYPD judge ruled Officer Daniel Pantaleo used, quote, a prohibited chokehold when Garner refused to comply with police instructions. The judge had also said Pantaleo had been, quote, untruthful and self-serving during the investigation. Eric Garner's family and the police union both responding tonight to very different responses. And ABC's Eva Pilgrim leads us off.
5 years after the chokehold death of Eric Garner on a New York street, that officer fired.
It is clear that Daniel Pantaleo can no longer effectively serve as a New York City police officer.
The police commissioner making the final call after an administrative judge recommended Daniel Pantaleo be terminated despite his denials he used a banned chokehold. The judge found his actions reckless during Garner's arrest for allegedly selling untaxed cigarettes. The move triggered a fatal asthma attack. Garner's final words, "I can't breathe," uttered 11 times, became a battle cry for the Black Lives Matter movement.
Today is a day of reckoning, but can also be a day of reconciliation. I've been a cop a long time. And if I was still a cop, I'd probably be mad at me. I would. You're not looking out for us. But I am.
But an outraged police union accusing the commissioner of bowing to anti-police extremists.
The leadership has abandoned ship and left our police officers on the street alone.
Today's decision caps a painful journey for the Garner family, who pushed for years but never saw state criminal or federal civil rights charges for that officer.
I should be here with my father, but Pantaleo took that away from me on 7/17. Yes, he's fired, but the fight is not over. We will continue to fight.
Eva Pilgrim with us live tonight from police headquarters here in Manhattan. And Eva, the Garner family, they're vowing to fight on. They want action on the federal level now?
That's right, David. The family says they want an Eric Garner law making police chokeholds illegal. Meanwhile, Officer Pantaleo has filed an appeal. He's hoping to get his job back. David.
Eva Pilgrim leading us off. Eva, thank you. And now to the troubling news. Investigators across this country are looking into 3 separate mass shooting threats in 3 states. Authorities arresting suspects in Connecticut, Florida, and Ohio. Police say a self-proclaimed white nationalist showing himself firing an assault weapon threatened to attack a Jewish community center in Youngstown. And one of the suspects boasting he'd like to kill 100 people. And tonight, the FBI warning about the rise of domestic terror threats after El Paso and Dayton. And here's Alex Perez.
The Ohio man who police say threatened to shoot up this Jewish community center in Youngstown smiling as he pleaded not guilty in court today. Authorities raided 20-year-old James Reardon's home Friday, finding an arsenal of semi-automatic weapons and bulletproof armor. Reardon, authorities say, posted this disturbing video on his Instagram. Firing a semi-automatic weapon, sirens blaring, with a caption reading, "Police identified the Youngstown Jewish family community shooter as local white nationalist."
That kicked off an intense investigation, a very rapidly evolving investigation because of the way the world is in.
Investigators say Reardon also attended the deadly Charlottesville 2017 Unite the Right rally and was interviewed by National Geographic.
I want a homeland for white people.
Reardon just one in a string of arrests following the massacres in El Paso and Dayton that police say have thwarted possible tragedies. This dramatic police body camera video.
Do you have any weapons we need to know about?
Capturing the moment Florida officials arrested Tristan Wicks in Daytona Beach after he allegedly texted his girlfriend his intentions to shoot as many people as he could, writing, "A good 100 kills would be nice." And in Connecticut, 22-year-old Brandon Wagshaw allegedly seen in this Instagram photo wearing body armor and a helmet. Police discovering a Facebook post that they say showed his interest in committing a mass shooting. He purportedly purchased parts online to build his own rifle. Police recovering firearms and ammunition from his home. Tonight, they are all behind bars.
No more silence!
All this as demonstrators in all 50 states took to the streets this weekend calling for tougher gun laws and universal background checks. From President Trump, mixed signals in the days after the mass shootings saying this.
On background checks, we have tremendous support for really common sense, sensible, important.
Alex Perez live in Chicago tonight. And Alex, after El Paso and Dayton, federal authorities have been warning of potential copycats. And tonight, that Ohio man we know was in court, a self-proclaimed white nationalist, and the judge now setting bond.
Judge David, the judge setting a $250,000 bond and also saying if he posts that bail, he must be held on house arrest, banned from social media, and banned from any Jewish house of worship. David?
Alex Perez, thank you. Now to the potential for severe thunderstorms at this hour. Heavy rain and strong winds expected from Philly, possibly up through New York and Boston. Look at this tonight, the same system unleashing torrential rain and wind gusts of 56 miles per hour. These pictures coming in from Raleigh. 9 people at a swim club were injured when lightning brought down a tree. That's in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. ABC's Gio Benitez with the images coming in now.
Tonight, nearly 60-mile-per-hour winds sending umbrellas somersaulting in Delaware as severe storms strike the east. Outside Philadelphia, 9 people hurt, including 7 kids, after authorities say lightning struck a tree Sunday, causing it to fall on this tent.
Witnesses in there told me that there was lightning strikes immediately before the tree was damaged and that there was quarter-size hailstones.
A home security camera capturing winds toppling this tree in Charlotte Saturday. And north of Wichita, winds gusting above 65 miles per hour in the area, causing more than 140 train cars to derail. Extreme summer heat now spreading throughout the east. The heat claiming the life of a 22-month-old girl in Camden County, New Jersey Friday. She died after being left in a hot car. And David, we've already seen some strong winds across the Northeast tonight, and for much of this week, we are expecting some more damaging storms. David?
We are indeed, Gio. Thank you. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Zee. She's tracking it all for us. Hey, Ginger.
Hey, David, we've already seen a 75-mile-per-hour wind gust in Ocean County, New Jersey. A few more of those on the map yet tonight, including severe thunderstorm watches from northeastern Connecticut right through Rhode Island into Massachusetts. But this line will be out of here in a couple of hours. We need to turn our attention to the storm that is going to bow out and move through Iowa tomorrow morning. So watch the clock there. Find yourself, say, in Peoria when it comes through around noon. Then Indiana, Kentucky by 5 p.m. That's 12 straight hours where you could see 70-plus mile-per-hour winds anywhere from Nebraska over to Kentucky. Keep an eye, especially in Indiana and Illinois tomorrow. And remember, if you're looking for a cool down, that's the front that's going to bring it, even here by the end of the week, David.
But first, that severe weather tonight and another round tomorrow. Ginger, thank you. There is late reporting coming in tonight in the search for 2 firefighters lost at sea off Florida for more than 3 days now. Authorities coming before the cameras just moments ago. Search teams finding some of their equipment. Their families say it's giving them hope. Victor Akendo from Florida tonight.
Tonight, a sign of hope in the desperate search for 2 missing boaters off the Florida coast, now in its 3rd day.
An offshore angler fishing bag was found about 50 nautical miles east of St. Augustine.
Brian McClooney's wife, Stephanie, posting this image of his fishing tackle bag, writing she believes they threw it overboard to say, "We are here, come find us."
The Coast Guard is working that area right now with flights, and we're moving some boats into that area right now as we speak.
McClooney and close friend Justin Walker haven't been heard from since they left on a fishing trip Friday morning. The Coast Guard releasing this surveillance image of the pair, both firefighters themselves, putting their boat into the waters of Port Canaveral. Officials say this is still a rescue mission. Several dozen boats and more than 100 people searching thousands of square miles by air and sea, spanning from Cape Canaveral to Brunswick, Georgia.
We're all optimistic. We have a lot of people out there searching.
The search will continue through the night and, if necessary, ramp up tomorrow. Authorities calling for as many boats as possible and volunteers. They're confident they'll find them, saying it's just a matter of time. David?
Everyone thinking about those two families tonight. Victor, thank you. We move on now to President Trump back at the White House tonight and dismissing any talk of a looming recession here in the U.S. The president downplaying key economic warning signs, saying, quote, consumers are rich and, quote, loaded up with money. President Trump knows full well the economy will be a major factor in 2020 and the potential opponent who came out early saying the warning lights are flashing. ABC's Kara Phillips at the White House tonight.
Tonight, with markets gripped by recession fears, the White House trying to hammer home one message.
The fact is, the fundamentals of our economy are very strong.
But a new survey out today shows 3 out of 4 economists expect the country will slide into recession by 2021. But despite that sobering warning, President Trump insisting Americans are rich and spending cash.
I don't think we're having a recession. We're doing tremendously well. Our consumers are rich. I gave a tremendous tax cut, and they're loaded up with money.
But on Twitter, the president is already playing the blame game, denouncing his hand-picked chairman of the Federal Reserve for horrendous lack of vision, even accusing Democrats of trying to will the economy to be bad for the purposes of the 2020 election. Still, economists say the president's trade war with China has a lot to do with the instability. And since July, his opponent, Senator Elizabeth Warren, predicting an economic downturn around the bend.
There are a lot of danger signs right now in this economy, and I'm very worried. We still have time to pull back, but Donald Trump just doesn't seem to understand how.
And Kara Phillips with us live at the White House. And Kara, you mentioned Elizabeth Warren there in your piece, and she's making news tonight on her own, an apology on the campaign trail.
Absolutely. She was at a forum, David, appealing to Native Americans in Iowa. And you'll remember that Senator Warren received a lot of criticism for releasing results of that DNA test to prove her Native American ancestry. Well, today she said she is, quote, sorry for the harm she has caused. And she also detailed a series of proposals to tackle key issues for Native Americans, making a direct appeal for their votes, David.
Kara Phillips tonight. Kara, thank you. There is news tonight about Planned Parenthood. The organization today rejecting millions of dollars in federal funding by refusing to comply with the Trump administration gag rule on abortion. Family planning clinics receiving federal money are barred from referring women to abortion doctors or telling them where they can get an abortion. There is new reporting tonight involving Jeffrey Epstein. ABC News confirming Epstein filed a will in the U.S. Virgin Islands just 2 days before taking his life. Who is the beneficiary? Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis tonight.
Tonight, ABC News has learned just 2 days before his suicide, Jeffrey Epstein signed his will. While the money is earmarked to go to his trust, there are no details on the beneficiaries. His brother Mark is Epstein's only known surviving relative. This, as a vigorous defense of Prince Andrew is now underway. Buckingham Palace releasing a new statement after video surfaced purportedly showing the prince at Epstein's Manhattan mansion in 2010, saying the Duke of York has been appalled by the recent reports of Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes. His Royal Highness deplores the exploitation of any human being, and the suggestion he would condone, participate in, or encourage any such behavior is abhorrent. This video, which has not been independently verified by ABC News, appears to show the prince in the doorway waving to an unknown young woman. At that time, Epstein had already served time as a sex offender. Virginia Giuffre claimed in a deposition she was directed to have sex with the prince and other powerful men. Allegations they all deny.
Before you know it, I'm being lent out to politicians and to academics and to people that royalty.
Lindsay Davis has been covering this for weeks now, and she's with us again tonight. You've learned more about Jeffrey Epstein's will at this hour?
Yes, well, we've known for some time that he's estimated to be worth more than $500 million. We now know that that will was filed in the U.S. Virgin Islands, of course, where he owned his own island, and he intended for 2 of his longtime attorneys to serve as his executors, David.
All right, just 2 days before he took his life. All right, Lindsay, thank you.